Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 7. The spirit shall return unto God who gave it. This passage is cited as evidence that man's immortal spirit or soul leaves the body at death and returns to God. However, this passage makes no distinction between good and bad spirits. If the spirit is to return to God, it must have come from God. But who would suggest one as a conscious existence before the earthly life begins? Therefore, there is no reason to expect a conscious existence when this life ends. The spirit is our life force. This life force is in both humans and animals. See Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 19. It is sustained or kept alive by breathing. What does it mean then when the Bible says that at death the dust returns to the earth and the spirit returns to the true God who gave it? At death, the life force in time leaves all the body cells and the body begins to decay. But this does not mean that our life force literally leaves the earth and travels through space to God. Rather, the spirit returns to God in the sense that now our hope for future life rests entirely with God. Only by His power can the spirit or life force be given back so that we can live again. Psalm 104 verse 29 and 30. The word spirit is the same as in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 19, translated breath. Could this be argued then that the animals or the beasts have immortal spirits or immortal souls? The writer of Ecclesiastes emphatically teaches the mortality of man. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 5. Compare verse 10. So now I'm going to read that passage that I've referred to a couple of times during this talk. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 19. For that which happens to the sons of men happens to animals, even one thing happens to them. As the one dies, so the other dies. Yes, they have all one breath, and man has no advantage over the animals, for all is vanity. All go to one place, all are from the dust, and all return to dust again. So man has no preeminence above the animals or the beasts, and they all have one breath, they all have one spirit. There is no immortal soul. The soul represents the life within us, or it represents our physical body. It does not represent a divine aspect within us. This is a false pagan teaching. Thank you. Bye bye.